Hello, and welcome to our Dream It, Be It webinar. It's so wonderful to see familiar names and new names greeting each other in Seroptimus friendship in the chat. I'm Jackie Schrager, the Program Director at SIA. Before we get into our webinar content, I'd like to start with a little icebreaker. Take a moment and picture yourself as a Dream It, Be It aged girl, as you were around age 14. What advice would you give to your 14-year-old self? Feel free to keep it to yourself or share it in the chat. I'll read some of your responses out loud, but not all of them, as we do have about 389 people currently here tonight. Becky says, never give up. Well, these are coming in fast. Write down your dreams. You can be anything you want to be. Don't let boyfriends decide for you. Please do not be intimidated by male professionals. Just apply yourself in whatever situation you find yourself and things will work out. Be loving and kind always. You will have the strength to survive. These are so powerful. Listen to your elders. They are right. Do what you love. Live in the present day. I believe in you. Ah, how beautiful. Be confident. Time is truly of the essence. It's all going to be okay. Surround yourself with the right people. Good advice at any age. Take opportunity of any educational or experiential experiences. Pay attention to how do you talk to yourself. Be loving and kind to yourself. Be your own advocate. Follow your heart. Seek a mentor to help achieve your dreams. Wow, these are all so wonderful. We can't share them all as much as I would like to, but thank you all for sharing that with us. As you can see, there's a lot that we would love for our past selves to know and understand. And I bet that girls today would benefit from some of your wisdom. So let's begin our presentation and learn how you can share some of that wisdom with them through Dream It, Be It. Welcome to our webinar. We're so excited to have you attending and to share information about our Dream It, Be It program with you. We have here tonight our small but mighty program team from Seroptimist International of the Americas. Jackie Schrager, Program Director, Abina Abouagye, Program Coordinator, and Sarah Detweiler, Program Specialist.
Dream It, Be It Career Support for Girls began in 2015 after several years of research into what girls in secondary school need for their future success. Many girls reported being told that they can do anything, but not knowing where to get started. The 7-part curriculum was developed as a result of that research and further investigation into the skills and experiences girls will need to be successful in any field. Clubs deliver the curriculum to girls facing obstacles to their success in their communities, typically either in a large one-day conference, small groups, or some hybrid of both formats. Since 2015, over 98,000 girls have participated in this dynamic program, supported by thousands of Seroptimists. We are all concerned about the safety of women and girls. This starts with following your state and local background check procedures for working with youth. We cannot advise individual clubs with this because it varies, depending on your location. I suggest asking local schools what they require of volunteers and they can advise. SIA standards for working with youth are crucial and must be followed. At the time of this webinar, we also still have in place guidelines for COVID safety. Clubs should file a declaration form for any event that will have non-members present, including Dream It, Be It sessions, 45 days in advance. The curriculum was designed with the brain development stages of girls ages 14 to 18 in mind, and with their need for skills and experiences related to their careers. We don't recommend using the curriculum with younger girls because, frankly, their careers are just much further away than girls in secondary school. And they may not enjoy the activities because of that. However, clubs can work with younger girls if secondary school girls are not available or older young women. The Dream It, Be It curriculum gives girls skills they need to live their dreams. Not all girls will know what they want to do for the rest of their lives, so the skills girls develop can be applied to any goals they identify in the future. The sessions build on one another and should be presented in order. We recommend that you read through all the curriculum sessions.
Now we will review each of the sessions in the curriculum.
Session 1. Discovering Your Dreams. Session 2. Exploring Careers. Session 3. Creating Achievable Goals. Session 4. Rising Above Obstacles. Session 5. Turning Failure into Success. Session 6. Balancing Your Stress. Session 7, Putting Dreams into Action.
You must use at least one part of the curriculum in order to be counted as participating. After all, the curriculum is the program. However, you are welcome to customize the curriculum. Perhaps the girls in your area have already learned about making achievable goals. Feel free to skip that section and instead add something else. We know that many clubs want to share information about relationship violence and other gendered forms of violence, like trafficking, with the girls. This can be beneficial, but it should be in addition to the existing curriculum, not in place of it. Please bring in an expert or use expert resources when sharing information about relationship violence. Spreading misinformation will not help girls. And the best way to ensure that you are not doing that is to bring in experts from local organizations. Okay, now, how do you actually get started with a Dream It Be It project? We have a resource for you called the Planning Toolkit, and we strongly recommend starting with that as you plan your project. It can be helpful in mapping out where to begin and what steps to take with the curriculum. Start by forming a committee with other members to get started planning. With your committee, review the resources we have provided and review the curriculum. We have many resources on our website to help you get started. English language speakers can find those resources by navigating to the For Clubs and Members section, then Program Resources, and then Dream It Be It Club Tools. Translated resources can be found by their language on the Translated Resources page for each language. If you're looking for something and can't find it, always feel free to reach out to us. Be sure to review the standards for working with youth. Any Soroptimist project working with minors must abide by these guidelines. So be sure that you review and understand them. We also have resources in our digital toolkit to support delivering programs virtually. While we know that many clubs prefer in-person, it can be helpful to be familiar with alternatives in case there's a need or a girl who wants to attend but must do so virtually. Next, we recommend doing a community assessment. There are tips on how to do this in the Planning Toolkit. This assessment can be in-depth or very simple, such as thinking about and connecting with other organizations in your community that are already working with girls, or contacting local businesses that could sponsor the food or space for your event. Next, we recommend determining what model of Dream It Be It your club wants to pursue. You could do a one-day larger conference or small group mentoring, or something in between. These options all have advantages and disadvantages. So consider your club's capacity and how many members will be able to assist. Then you'll use your community assessment information to start reaching out to partners to work together to reach more girls, make better use of your resources, and help your project gain awareness and credibility in your community. Clear partnership agreements can be very helpful to ensure that you and your partners work well together and can build trust. We do strongly recommend having a girls' planning council because they can help weigh in on what they want to learn about and what kind of careers they might want to hear from. And it can be a resume building activity for the girls to have a leadership role.
Your next steps will be focused on logistics. Determine a budget for your project and fundraise to meet it. There are tips in the planning toolkit about this. Consider soliciting individuals and businesses in your community for donations, community grants, or host an event to raise funds. You will also need to find a location for your event. So be sure to consider if a local business or religious organization has space they can offer for free or low cost. Finally, you will need to find girls to participate. We recommend using those partners you identified earlier to recruit girls in our target demographic, which is girls in secondary school who are facing obstacles to their success, such as poverty, teen pregnancy and parenting, and other obstacles. And remember, you can always reach out to us with any questions. Email program@soroptimist.org for assistance. Once you've held a successful program, please be sure to report it to SIA. Reports must be submitted online only by June 30th of each club year. We cannot accept emailed, typed, PDF, or mailed reports of any kind for this program. After the June 30th deadline, SIA staff will review reports and may be in touch if we have questions. For example, if you select that you did not use SIA's curriculum, we will have to follow up. Please make sure the date of the project that you enter is accurate and within the club year. Make sure you enter a number of girls served by the project. Each project only needs to be reported once. The club that hosted can complete the report and ensure that they report any clubs who supported or participated in the project as well. Duplicate reports are deleted, so there is no need for all clubs involved to submit a report. If you do not have all of the evaluation data, that is okay. But we do need the evaluation data if you were able to collect it. That is how we are able to show that the program has a measurable, sustainable impact on the lives of the girls who participate. We are transitioning for the 2023 to 2024 club year to a new reporting platform that will send you a copy of your report and allow you to edit after submission. Unfortunately, it's not live yet, but we are excited for that change to take place. As you know, we have a big goal to invest in the dreams of 500,000 women and girls through access to education by 2031. In order to do that, we need clubs to reach more girls through the Dream It, Be It program. How can you do that? Here are some tips. Redirect funding away from projects that are not aligned with our mission or the big goal, so your club can host or financially support another club's project. If you have a girls' planning council, be sure to ask them how they think you can increase the number of girls who participate. They are a fantastic resource. Connect with new community partners to reach more girls. Connect with local businesses who may want to financially sponsor the event. Consider using that funding to make sure the program is more accessible to girls. For example, offer bus fare or feed them. This could help increase attendance. Offer an incentive for girls to bring a friend to Dream It, Be It. Perhaps a raffle for a gift card for girls who bring a friend to the event. Talk to your region chair to see if they have any tips or support to offer your club. They can also connect you to clubs who are successful with their Dream It, Be It projects, and they may have suggestions for you.
We will now have a live question and answer session with our remaining time. We have some guidelines for this question and answer time. Please keep your questions focused on Dream It, Be It. Please be sure to type your questions in the question and answer box. If you have a question that is very specific to your club, or if we do not have time to address your question tonight, please email us at program@soroptimist.org, and we will be happy to help. Thank you.
Hi, Jackie. So we have a question from an anonymous attendee. And their question is, have you done a one-day conference design? These seems to be the most successful, and many clubs talk about that.
Yes, so in our curriculum guide, we have a suggested agenda for how you can fit everything into a one-day conference. However, it is a long day, and I understand that it can be hard, even with really engaging content, for teenage girls to pay attention for that long. So we've had some attendees who suggested doing instead a 2-day conference and splitting the content in half. And I think that that's a great compromise to make sure you're engaging them, you're not losing anybody over a multi-week period, but you're still getting all that content in that you want to without having to sacrifice anything.
Okay, our second question here is from Carmina, and her question is, issues like bullying, financial capability to fulfill dreams, mental health are some issues raised during Dream It Be It sessions. These are not highlighted in the challenges/obstacles yet. What is your recommendation to approach these obstacles?
This is a great question. So I certainly think that when it comes to mental health challenges, that's a topic that would be great to see bringing in an external expert. Of course, if someone in your club is an expert, they're a psychiatrist or a psychologist, certainly they could be the one to talk about that. But it could be really beneficial to have a professional leading that discussion. Handling stress is addressed in one of the sessions, but for more serious mental health issues, you would definitely want to bring in an external speaker, I would suggest. For the other issues, like bullying, financial capability of fulfilling your dreams, they are touched on a little bit throughout the sessions, but you can feel free to customize. You could include them in the skits in the obstacles session. You could include them in other areas if you want to bring in outside speakers. I think all of those are good suggestions for ways to address those other topics.
So Jackie, the questions just keep coming in. There's a question here from Janelle Rose. Her question is, are you suggesting we reach out to the group of girls that we will be presenting to, or a group of girls from throughout the community?
Yes, great question. So this is about the Girls Planning Council. I think it can be really beneficial to work with the girls that you will be presenting to kind of give them a highlight of what they might want to learn from the curriculum. And then if there's anything additional that they'd really like to hear about, that could be a great way to get that information from them. You also could just do a sampling group of girls throughout the community if you're not quite sure exactly what organization you'll be partnering with. But you want to make sure that there'll be girls in your target age group of 14 to 18. I do want to, Abina, before we get to the next question, I just want to remind our participants, please make sure you're putting any questions in the Q&A box and not in the chat. Thank you.
So our next question is from Lot, and her question is, are you encouraging non-school-based Dream It Be It implementation?
Hi, Lot. So yes, if you have a partner organization in mind that isn't a school, you can certainly partner with them. We have clubs who I noticed in the chat, some were saying they've worked with the Girl Scouts or the YWCA. Those are big girls and women's organizations here in the US. But if there are other agencies in your area that would be good, that are working with girls already, certainly feel free to go outside of the school system. A lot of clubs do work with schools because it's an easy way to sort of have a captive audience of girls, to have girls who are already in place. They're already there at the school. It's easy to add it on as an after-school program. It's an easy place to recruit them, and the teachers have those relationships, but it's not required to work with a school.
Okay, I have another question here. Where can we find girls to attend? We tried to host one, but no one attended.
We have heard this question before. So sometimes clubs will, they'll rent some space, they'll put posters around the community, and then no one might show up. So in that case, what we recommend is similar to the last question. You want to go where the girls are. So look at your community assessment, find those partner organizations that are already working with girls facing obstacles, reach out to, religious houses of worship. You could reach out to schools. All of those are good places to get started with trying to form those bonds that'll help you get some girls to attend.
Another anonymous question: if members have background checks through their jobs, are they able to use that one?
Yes. So if a member has a background check that they've had to have done for employment, as long as it meets the other requirements for working with youth in your area, they can use that, again, assuming it's in date and up to date. However, if it is out of date or it's a background check that doesn't meet all the requirements for working with youth in their area, you'll need them to complete the rest of it.
Another question: do non-seroptimists need to be background checked?
So if you have non-seroptimists who are part of your Dream It Be It program, our rule of thumb is if they're going to be just coming in as a speaker, they're not really going to be interacting with girls beyond giving a speech, maybe answering some questions and then leaving, then they don't need to be background checked. However, if they will have any direct interaction with girls, then we would say they do need to be background checked, particularly if they'll be there for, again, more than just a short period of time. I know that can seem cumbersome, but as we said earlier, it's really about safety for women and girls.
Mary has a question here. Her question is, do we have a new reporting link?
Hi, Mary. So we do not have a new reporting link yet. That will launch with the next club year. It'll be on the same platform that we're currently using for Live Your Dream Awards reporting and Big Goal Accelerator Project reporting. So something that's great about that reporting platform is that after you submit a report, you'll be able to go in and edit it, and you'll get a copy of what you submitted, which we know a lot of clubs want for Dream It Be It because the report is long. So you'll finally be able to get a copy of what you submitted.
I have a question from Nushi, and her question is, can we try getting funding for our Dream It Be It prior to initiating it? And then I believe she also asked about the deadline.
Yes, this is a great question. Thank you, Nushi. So you can apply for funding through our Seroptimus Club grants. There's information about that on our website, which we can include in the chat. So the Seroptimus Club grant applications are due by March 1st of 2023, and you would be applying for funding to be used in the following club year. So if you're applying for funding that you need for a project sometime in, May of this coming year, you're not going to get it in time. You want to be planning a full club year ahead for that funding, but you can apply through the Seroptimus Club grants for that.
Okay, I have another question from an anonymous attendee, and they're asking, can we do a one topic? I think I just lost it. Just give me a second here. Okay. They're asking about can we do a one on one topic, or only using a few sessions that are the most significant?
Yes. So if I'm understanding this question correctly, you can do, one session per day if you'd like, or you can choose just a few sessions that you think are really crucial for the girls in your area. Either one of those is fine. We do require that clubs use at least one session of the curriculum to be counted as participating, because as we said earlier, the curriculum is the program. So you need to make sure that you're using at least one part of the curriculum.
Okay, we have a question here from Tony. Their question is about how many participants are ideal for a one-day session?
That's a great question, Tony. Unfortunately, it really depends on how many volunteers you have available. So what we recommend if you're doing a larger conference kind of session is that you want to have a ratio of, one Seroptimist volunteer per table of girls that you have, so that you can help facilitate conversation, get the girls talking and sharing. So that really depends on how many girls you have total. I think a good ratio is probably one volunteer to every 8 to 10 girls. More than that, it can be hard to foster those connections.
Another anonymous question. If a boy wishes to participate in the program, may he do so? If so, do you have any advice?
This is one of our most common questions. We have clubs in some parts of the world where the local laws about discrimination are written such that everything that's open to girls, boys have to be allowed to participate too. So if that is the case in your area, I would certainly say we don't want any clubs being exclusionary, but what we recommend is still trying to have some time where girls are able to share by themselves, boys are able to share by themselves, and also suggesting that please don't include boys in your count for participants for the program. We only want to be counting those who identify as girls in our head count.
Okay. There's a question from Kathy. Do we have members that could not be here tonight? Will the recording be available afterwards?
Hi, Kathy. Yes, the recording will be available afterwards. We will likely share that out on social media at the very least. And since we have everyone who registered's email, we can send it out via email as well.
Another question here from Kathleen. How do you feel about parents who want to attend with their daughter? Can parents attend with their daughters?
I don't know that we've had this question before, so thank you, Kathleen, for a new question. I don't know that this has come up previously. What I would say is certainly the parent is welcome to come and observe. I would encourage that their daughter is able to have a little bit of space from their parent, just so that as she's doing activities, she can kind of think for herself and not feel overly influenced by them being there. But certainly, if parents want to attend, I think they're welcome to come and observe.
Okay. Another question here from Saab. Do you think it will be a good idea to invite a former Dream It Be It session attendee to speak and share her experience in terms of how the seminar impacted her outlook in life? Do you think it would be a good idea to invite a former Dream It Be It session attendee to speak and share her experience about the seminar and how it impacted her life, her outlook in life? Sorry.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. I would also encourage that you have any past Dream It Be It attendees who feel positively like that, to have them share their story. We have a share your story link for past Dream It Be It participants that is so helpful for us as we gather stories about their experiences. Now, please keep in mind that link should be particularly for girls who completed the program a few years ago and are now moving forward on their path in education or career. It's not for girls who just completed the program to finish.
I have another question here from Kathleen. Does SIA advertise about Dream It Be It at all?
We do not advertise about Dream It Be It from, our headquarters office, but we do have resources to help clubs do that in their communities on our website.
Okay. I have a question here from Nichelle. They're asking about the availability of standardized electronic forms to sign up and parental consent.
We do have electronic forms on our website. I believe that they are part of the digital toolkit.
We have another question here. Why girls? Why girls?
Yes. So sometimes, as you heard earlier, we have people reach out who say, well, boys have issues too in our community, or who highlight that there would be a benefit for boys to participate in the program. We focus specifically on girls and women at Soroptimist because we know that even in addition to the other obstacles that they might face, throughout the world, we have not achieved gender equality anywhere. And so it's beneficial for girls to have their own chances to empower themselves and participate in programs like this.
If we help A clubs host their project, do we also need to complete a report to get credit?
No. The club who hosted the project should list you as a supporting club on their report. You don't need to create your own report, and we will delete duplicate-looking reports after confirming with the club. So there's no need to complete an additional report.
So what does it mean to be a participating club? Hosting versus supporting?
So all clubs that contribute in some way to Dream It Be It will receive credit for that. The hosting club is the club or clubs that are primarily responsible for the project. Supporting clubs are those that give volunteer time or may provide a financial donation to support the other club.
We have another question here. What if we want to work with girls who have obstacles to their success, but we do not want to do a Dream It Be It program?
Well, first, I would encourage considering hosting Dream It Be It and really giving the curriculum a read through and giving it a chance. However, if you're realizing girls in your community are somehow already covering all of these topics, first of all, those are very lucky girls. But second of all, you could develop your own program that does increase access to education for girls and host it as a Big Goal Accelerator project. So our Big Goal Accelerator projects are those projects that are not the Live Your Dream Awards or Dream It Be It, but that do increase access to education for women and girls facing obstacles. So we will be having a webinar about those Big Goal Accelerator projects in February. You can find more info about that and register on our events page on our website. And you can also email us anytime with questions.
Okay, I have another question here. How are other clubs customizing the Dream It Be It curriculum or making it their own?
Yeah, so this is a great question. I would suggest to find out more about this, you can always reach out to your region chair and ask them to connect you with other clubs that are doing Dream It Be It. They might be able to give you some tips on how they've customized things. I think the most common things that we see are clubs working with girls planning councils and seeing what content maybe the girls feel like they've already covered in school or somewhere else, and adding in content that's helpful for the girls. Something that we see a lot is bringing in speakers from career fields that the girls might not get to hear about a lot. So that might be careers in the trades or careers that take a lot of education that maybe they haven't had much exposure to. so they can answer questions from the girls and learn more about the specifics.
Thank you, Jackie. I have a question here from Anita. Okay. Can you please suggest wording for girls who identify as female?
Hi, Anita. Yes, so we just say girls. If a girl says, I'm a girl and I would like to participate in the program, then they're welcome to participate. Using the phrase, identifying as girls or phrasing it as girls or youth who identify as girls can sort of be othering for those girls who might be transgender or, non-binary in some way. So we just say the event is open to girls in this age range. And if youth reach out to you with a question, you can certainly clarify.
I believe you answered this already. Can you state the ages again for us?
Sure. So we say ages 14 to 18 or whatever is secondary school in your part of the world, sort of the final stage of school before girls graduate and leave to go out into the real world. The program was designed with that age development in mind. We do have clubs who do use the curriculum with other age groups, but I think it requires a lot of changes to be relevant for younger girls. So we strongly recommend 14 to 18 years old.
I have another question here from an anonymous attendee. We are planning to bring girls for an actual on-the-job field visit so they can have an actual feel of their desired careers. Is this something we are encouraging?
Yes, this is a great idea. Certainly, we would recommend that you work to make sure that you're getting consent forms from their parents for that additional on-the-job field visit. But you can report that in your project report as an additional activity. We ask for information about if you did any college visits or internships, job shadowing, anything like that.
Jackie, do we have time for more questions?
We do, yes.
Okay. My next question here is from Cynthia, and she says she is a retired school counselor, school principal, and she is also new to SI within the last year. The program is very similar to the high school program, AVID, and it includes the same audience, students facing obstacles. How would you suggest approaching the administrations since there seems to be an overlap?
Hi, Cynthia. I would suggest highlighting the areas where there isn't an overlap. If there's something unique that your club can bring to the table, potentially members coming in and speaking about their careers, or if you know that all of that is going to be covered with students attending that high school, I would seek out students who maybe don't have access to that supportive programming.
We have another question here from an anonymous attendee. Have you thought of including a financial money exercise in the curriculum? Have you thought of including a financial money exercise in the curriculum?
We have had this suggestion a lot from clubs. We haven't included it in the curriculum yet, simply because we just redid parts of the curriculum in 2019. So fairly recently, we made those updates. I do think this is something that benefits from a local lens. While the principles of good financial management are the same everywhere, things are different country to country. If you're, for example, in a country with, universal health care or where the cost of college is partially covered through public programs. Your financial situations girls are presented with are a little bit different. So I certainly recommend including that if it's something that girls in your area have said they would enjoy and benefit from.
We have a question here from Jen. How do we gain access to the clubs in our region that have successfully held the program?
Hi, Jen. That's a great question. I would suggest reaching out to your Dream It, Be It region chair and asking them for that information. If they're not sure who's hosted a program, if maybe they're a very new chair, they can always reach out to us, and we have that historical data. We're happy to help provide that.
We have another question here from Patricia. And her question is, ideas on how to find sponsors that are in for the long term, not just one Dream It, Be It.
Patricia, that is a great question. And I do think that might be a great question for fundraising chairs to help weigh in on in your club level. But I would suggest, if you can, invite them in to see part of the curriculum in play, again, just as an observer, or if they want to come volunteer, have them complete background checks. But having them observe and see that impact that they're having can really make them want to continue doing that. Also, another great way to make them feel appreciated and potentially continue to support your program is to have the girls do thank you cards. It can be really simple. Just have them sign one giant thank you card for the sponsor. But those personal touches can really help them feel valued and like they want to continue to support the program.
Vaughn also asked, do you have any posters to advertise these sessions?
Excuse me. Hi, Vaughn. We do have a poster to advertise the entire program, not specifically the sessions themselves, but we can see about maybe looking at a way to edit that so that you can customize it a little more.
I have a question here from Jan. Is there any way to have an online way for girls to register for the event?
Hi, Jan. Yes, we have some suggestions for that in the digital toolkit. We also would just make sure that if you have girls register digitally, that you are confirming with their parent or guardian that they are allowed to attend, since obviously it's a little bit easier to just fill out a form without your parent maybe knowing that you're planning on going. So just making sure you're doing a little bit of that due diligence of calling the parent or connecting with them somehow to make sure that they're comfortable with their child attending.
Awesome. A question here from Letitia, and her question is, in determining our budget, what are the factors to be considered?
Letitia, this is a great and very practical question. So what I would recommend in determining your budget is think about the target size of group you'd like to work with. If you're going to be doing, those smaller weekly sessions with a smaller group of girls, you have to think about, okay, it's less people, but are you going to provide food every time? Are you providing transportation each time? Do you need a room rental? And comparing that to doing one big conference and trying to figure out the cost for that. So I think the biggest factors are space. You want to consider, again, if you're going to provide food, if you'll have any sort of fun extras, like some clubs like to do raffle prizes. If you need to print anything, I know printing can be a big cost. So those are some of your basic costs that you would want to consider. Abina, I think we have time for one more question.
One more. Who is our lucky member? Okay, so I believe we answered Cheryl's question already, but she said it was overlooked.
She can email that question. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all right, I have Fijan here, and her question is, how do we report the number of participants if it's a hybrid or face-to-face and Zoom presentation? A hybrid of face-to-face and Zoom presentation. Sorry.
Yeah. So they can all be reported just on the same form. You can designate the specific kind of event that you hosted. It does ask if it was virtual or hybrid, but you can just count the total number of girls there and list them on the report. Okay. Whew. Thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. I apologize that we didn't get to everyone's questions, but with almost 500 participants from the start of the webinar, we had a feeling that that might happen. If you need any help with Dream It Be It, or if your question did not get answered, please email us at program@Soroptimist.org, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you so much for your Soroptimist service, and have a great evening.